I'm gonna be real with you. It's kind of hard to do a video when you done did the whole thing and recorded it and then have the volume on and you got to come back some hours later with that same energy. Anyway, I put up a post on my community thread asking what y'all wanted me to make the next video on, and 804 votes came in. Salute, thanks to all of you, and an overwhelming majority said the Kendrick Lamar video that he put out on Apple. I'm gonna say my bad things I didn't like or negative in a sort of way, and then I'm gonna say my good thing. All right, so the first negative thing I didn't like is the fact that he didn't talk about anything deep with the beat. If you're thinking, of course he didn't talk about it, did you expect it? Absolutely not. I did not expect him to talk about it at all. I expected it to be just as PG, but I didn't tell you this is about my expectation. I told you what I motherfucking like. And I'm saying what I know for a fact you wanted to see. All of us wanted to see this man sit down and be like, hey man, how'd you feel when he said Dave Free was smashing your girl? What was going on behind the scenes? Like, none of these questions were asked, and these are questions that we really wanted to hear. And I already knew that this was a setup. I already knew that there was no way they was gonna ask him this stuff. I mean, you can tell little hints that it was discussed behind the scenes. Don't ask no details about the whole Drake thing. You can say one little generic question about Not Like Us, but don't get too depth. Kendrick Lamar gonna walk the fuck off the stage. And the biggest clue came with the Q&A at the end. I love Q&As because fans are unpredictable. My favorite Q&A are UFC Q&As. I love mixed martial arts. And when them fans come up there, you never know what they gonna ask. The first Q&A question, a white teenage kid read it from a cue card. So did y'all give everybody in the audience a cue card and just have them write the shit down? Or did y'all just have generic questions already on the cue card, hand it to somebody like, hey, little boy, you want to talk to Kendrick Lamar? You know you want to talk to Kendrick Lamar, don't you? The first question, I'm paraphrasing because I watched the interview twice, but I watched it twice yesterday. So I ain't seen it in a day. But if you go watch it, the first Q&A question, Buddy asking Kendrick Lamar about his workout routine. What fucking white teenage kid get this popular rapper that just want to beef and go, you know what? I want to know what kind of sit-ups he do. Nobody. This is the most softball shit ever. But then y'all know I go into deep thinking. I'm like, yeah, let me cut Kendrick something. Let me cut Kendrick a break. Because you making Drake look a little bit good. Because in Drake interview he did after the Pusha beat, he sat down with Elliott Wilson and he answered every question under the sun. Elliott throwing them haymakers at Drake. But Drake did that interview because he lost. And then I went down the rabbit hole. I'm like, okay, has anybody wiped the floor with another rapper and did an in-depth video? Went to Jay-Z and Nas. Did Nas do an in-depth video of how he whooped Jay-Z's ass? The only interview I could think of where somebody won would have been Tupac Shakur's interview with Angel Martinez in the 90s. But guess what? That motherfucker didn't come out till like 20 years later. She kept that under wraps. So that didn't even come out. I don't know any interview, if y'all can help me in the comment section, where somebody beat somebody ass and then they did an in-depth interview. So maybe Kendrick just going right along with the culture. Coach said if you win, you don't do a motherfucking interview talking about it. You just let the music talk about it. 2 thumbs up Kendrick Lamar. And then I also realized that when Drake won against Meek Mill, Drake didn't do an in-depth video talking about the battle. So, okay. Another thing I didn't like, you know, you always want to beat stereotype. Mother come around me, you always eating fried chicken. I don't want to have a drumstick in my mouth. Pause. You want to go against stereotype. So the stereotype is that Kendrick Lamar fans look at him like he's some godly figure. Y'all know I got to keep it real on this channel. At some points in the interview, Nadeska treating Kendrick Lamar like he was a godly figure. Again, I'm paraphrasing because I just saw this shit yesterday. But she asked a question that was sort of open and like, hey, Kendrick, I don't even know if I have the mental capacity or the depth to even fathom the majestic fibers to say it in a majestic way that would be palatable for you to answer this. But could you please bear my feeble soul and answer this? Shut the fuck up, my nigga. Last time I checked, you one of the best hip hop interviewers of all time, especially black women. You up there in the desker, you done interview everybody. You done interview all the stars under the sun. I rocks with my man Kendrick Lamar, but at the end of the day, the motherfucker just a man. Calm the fuck down. Shit. Just ask him the motherfucking question that's already been rehearsed 10 times backstage. Just do it the same way you did backstage. Making the stereotype look good. All right, man, I can't think of nothing else I didn't like about the interview. So let's go into the things that I did like. One of the standout lines that Kendrick Lamar said in this interview was when he was talking about belief in self, which is something I always try to preach to my audience as well on my channel. And for him to have the limelight and the big platform and preach that, I like when he was talking on that part, I literally was watching an interview like I'm a black woman in church. Yes, baby, preach it, because it's so important, especially when you're talking about social animals that all thrive at coming together to be alike. It's some weird shit. We want to be alike, but we don't want to be alike. For instance, like when the Jordan 1s, somebody wore them and they was nice. The entire country, the entire world is wearing the Jordan 1s. And then one is going to go to the Jordan 9s or the Jordan 10s. Or one person going to wear their pants real big and everybody wear their pants big. And one day they wear it small, everybody wear it small. We like following these trends to be alike. And then sometimes we mock and put down people that want to show their individuality. Let me remind you all. Y'all know you come to my channel, my subscribers that have been here for a while. I have a deep love for astronomy, for outer space, objects, planets, quasars, shit like that. And when you look into it, you can have one galaxy. Then you realize there are trillions of galaxies. But inside of one galaxy, out of the trillions of galaxies, there are hundreds of billions of stars, aka other motherfucking suns, sometime 100 times bigger than our sun, and inside of that are trillions of planets. It just seems like it's infinite. It's a number you cannot imagine. And out of all of that will ever be created in existence lies you. There will never be another you. You can have a twin. You can have an identical twin. You motherfuckers can have the same fingerprint. You can have the same DNA, but one of y'all hate jelly on the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and one of y'all hate peanut butter on the peanut butter and jelly. You're different. It will never again be replicated. Love that about yourself. Love that uniqueness you brought into this universe that's only here for that limited amount of time that you're here. And I always try to preach this. Always. I don't give a fuck if I like some crazy shit, big ass hook earrings, some jade shit. I don't care. It's me. And I sleep good at night being myself. And it's hard for me to get that message out because I don't have a big enough platform. So for me to sit back in the shadows and watch Kendrick Lamar push this out, this individuality out, and some of the reasons that he went into the music that he made, it was a joy to see. The second thing I love about what he said, what he talked about, how people don't appreciate rap as an art form. This is coming from someone with a degree in writing and also took it for my post-grad, poetry. And when I took poetry, I'm learning all the different cadences and the different names they gave to them. And I'm sitting up there and I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, this motherfucking rap. What is more complex in lyrical writing ability? You name it. What genre is more complex than hip hop, than rap? R&B isn't. Country isn't. Nothing comes close to rap. I'll give you y'all a little caveat what I love. I love when Eminem brought out the film 8 Mile. And I loved it because I watched Rocky. Film critics review Rocky. They got to talk about the fight at the end. And I'm like, I watch sports movie, the fucking Mighty Ducks and shit. You got to talk about the climax of the film in your review. So I'm like, these uppity motherfuckers who never gave rap a chance, they're going to have to listen to these battles at the end of 8 Mile. So I rushed to see the reviews of 8 Mile. And I'm watching celebrated critics such as Robert and Eper give their review and are shocked, talking about how incredible it is that these whole battle and the rhymes and the quickness of it. And I'm looking at motherfucker like, you can listen to some Murder Mook. But it moved rap into a new genre that let other people listen to it. And I'm like, I've always believed There's no way you can listen to this, even if you don't even like rap. You cannot listen to two guys go at it like this and not see the incredible amount of skill and talent put inside of this. And on the second point, I think that rap is the #1 medium of storytelling. Only in rap can you get somebody like Nas that's making a song go in reverse and you're listening to it while people just, the bullets going back in the gun. This don't come in any other genre. In storytelling, I put hip hop at #1. I put country at #2. Country got some really, really great stories that they tell, and I think that they're underrated in that part. And it's coming from a guy who don't even like country. I don't like country because I don't like the way it fucking sound. But when I listen to the lyrics and the stories in them, I'm like, this is some good shit. I try to see what makes people want to take away from hip hop other than the blatant hatred of anything that black Americans do that you can't steal because you don't have the skill set of it. We're gonna throw that caveat out the window. But I look at, like, they say dumb shit like, well, it's talking about killing and the murder and all this stuff, and people don't want to hear that shit all the time. And then I look at Italian mafia movies. I look at how it's celebrated. Do you know what happens in an Italian mafia movie? Let's really break this down. One example. Saul's salami shop. This little Italian man came here from Italy, saved up this money, got his little shop. He just wanted to sell his little slices of meat. Ain't bothered nobody on the fucking planet, but he moved into the wrong neighborhood where the Italian mafia is. Italian mafia walks to Sal's shop and says, hey, we gonna tax this motherfucker 20%. Sal says, they kill people? You got it. Mafia goes, you know what? Go back to Sal and tell that motherfucker we gonna tax it 30%. Sal getting a little nervous now. He gonna do it. He don't want him or his family to fucking die. The mafia keep repeating this process. 40%, 50%, 60%. Fuck you, pay me. I don't care about your problem, Sal. How am I gonna feed my family? Fuck you, pay me. How am I gonna pay to keep the lights on in this motherfucking shop? Fuck you, pay me. We saw this in the film Goodfellas. And what do when you can no longer pay? They don't kill you. They burn your fucking store down and tell you they're gonna get all the insurance money. You're done. This isn't creative writing or made up. This is real life stories of things that happen with the Italian mob in the neighborhoods that they lived in. It's brutal and it's cold and it's celebrated. You can win Oscar award after Oscar award for making films like this. But when it comes to us telling us those same gritty, real stories that show you the true horrors that come from the neighborhoods we come from, it's all of a sudden look bad. And it's all of a sudden singled out too, as if this only happens in black American communities, when if you go in any impoverished hood or in any country in the world, you can go to the fucking ghettos of Ireland, you're gonna find the same shit. So this is not even a cultural problem. This is an issue that happens when there are a lack of funds and opportunities in any given place around the world covering all of mankind, but you only shun it in hip hop. So I love Kendrick Lamar for sharing that portion as well. As for my thoughts of what I think is gonna happen on the Super Bowl, like, I could be completely fucking wrong, but this is my take on a Friday, 2 days before. We can see if I'm prophetic. Although it was said at the Grammys, I don't think you can play the end of the first verse leading into the crowd saying A minor. Because there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes and a lot of things have happened to try to prevent this from happening. However, there's no way the song is not being played. I can hear the fucking band already in my head. I can see the people going crazy already. They're going to play that song. Now, Kendrick Lamar gave us one hint, and that one hint was, hey, I'm a storyteller. The best storytelling part of the song is the third verse. Remember, he only got 13 minutes. He's not doing any whole song. If he had to do one verse, it would be the storytelling of the slaves in Atlanta and how it led up to Drake biting off the Atlanta artists, leading to him calling him a colonizer on national fucking TV with the second biggest payoff of the song. The first biggest payoff is A minor. I don't think he can do it. But the second one is, freaky ass nigga, you a 69 god. Freaky ass. That's what I think gonna be the payoff. I think it's gonna close the night. But yeah, that's my take on this fucking video. That's my take on Kendrick Lamar interview. I signed.